grew up in the suburbs of New Jersey, but my parents are from New York, 125th Street and Broadway, and just reflecting on my upbringing, it was somewhere where I learned how to salsa, how to, we would eat together and spend all our family holidays there, and the memories, just the smells of the food, the memories of holding hands around the table and really supporting one another. That familia was something I appreciated and didn't realize until years later, till going to college, till not being in that environment, how special it was, but also how I yearned for that environment. I identified with this place, and there were also people there that would struggle to leave. Some of them were family, some of them were friends, and that was something that struck me, is how do I give back to people beyond my time? How do I give to the community that gives to me and supports me? And that's my motivation for being involved in USAdelante.
Growing up in a Latino household and always having that drive and determination to do something, whether it was being really successful in school, being really involved in relationships with my friends, whatever it was, there was always that push to be the best at it. However, the only issue was that a lot of times I didn't know how to be the best at something or how to be good at something, because I didn't have the resources and the tools. My mom, she immigrated here from the Dominican Republic, and again, she had that dedication to me and my sister, but she didn't always know how to best help us. So she would sit up with us and sit with me in my living room as I did my math homework or as I worked on a project in high school. But when it came down to helping me apply for different programs or ultimately to college, she just didn't know, although she had that passion there. So what motivated me to join USAdelante is because there's so many Latinos out there and so many students of color out there that have the passion, that have the determination, but don't necessarily have the tools and the information that they need in order to be their best selves and to be successful on a professional level.
I realized that I've met lots of students and spoken to lots of students that feel that there's a lack there. They don't have that network or those connections or those role models to look up to. And part of the reason that I don't think that I was aware of that as much is because I was very lucky. I grew up in a family of educators. Both of my parents are professors at universities, and they're actually Bolivian immigrants, but they came to the United States on scholarships. And so I have grown up in a sort of privileged environment in terms of education, and just sometimes take for granted what it is to, have a conversation with my parents about school, or have peers around me that talk about that and that talk about future and talk about their goals and aspirations. And so when I hear other students that are, also Latino like myself, and also like myself born in the States, but, their parents are from different countries in Latin America, and when I hear them say, well, college isn't for me, there still is this lack of aspiration, or like knowing that you can get further. And part of that is because not everyone has had, like I said, this sort of privileged background, or having this idea that they can do more because of a lack of role models. And so I'm hoping that through working in an organization like this, we can show, Latino college students and also other college students that there are more things that they can do. It's just that they need the right connections, and I think, and the learning experiences. So I'm hoping that that's what USAdelante can bring to them.
I actually grew up in Chelsea, Massachusetts. I was actually a young parent. I was 17 when my daughter was born. And I come also from a low-income community. So I see a lot of Latinos are actually in the same predicament. So once they get into college, it's not whether they're gonna succeed, whether they're gonna graduate, is are they gonna get to the next level? Are they gonna get to their sophomore year? Are they gonna get to their junior year? And in order to get to that next level, I believe that we need a support system for those students, and some colleges may provide that, but not all. And I feel like we can build a network here where we can provide that for those students. Because I know when I grew up, when I was going through college, that was actually what allowed me to move on to the next step, the next level, was because of that support system. And I want to be able to give that back to whoever's coming up next, the next generation.